A caucus of the All Progressive Congress stakeholders has opposed the constitutional amendment seeking to exclude former and 7 members of the National Assembly from participating in the All Progressive Congress National Convention. The group made the disclosure in a communique issued at the end of its inaugural meeting in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. Correspondent Kunle reports that members who comprised of former lawmakers and principal officers of state assemblies in southwest region of Nigeria believe that the proposed amendment of the party's constitution is like trying to alter the party's membership.
That amendment being sought will not be in the interest of deepening our democracy. It has always been part of the system for members to run, for members to be part of the convention. It has always been part of the system. But if today we are trying to exclude former members of the House of Reps, of the Senate, from being part of the national convention of the party, it will only smack of an attempt to satisfy some vested interest, which vested interest will be will throw spanner in the works of deepening intra-party.
Believe first and foremost that what they said they're doing, which is what was read today, will not preclude the lawmakers as expected. However, if that is done, we will give it the necessary attention. We cannot say now that if they do this, this is what we're going to do. No, that is like putting the cart before the horse. But we're going to wait and see what they're going to come up with. However, I still continue to say it because they've reviewed the amendment clause and they're not going ahead with such a plan. We want to believe what they've said, and we are holding that on as what's
that kind of constitutional amendment. The legislature is the most, when you talk of democracy, is what makes a democracy to be a democracy in the true sense of the word. The only democratic institution in any democracy is the legislature. In most governments of the world, you always have the executive. It could be a monarchy, it could be a military government. That's the executive. You always have the judiciary. But when you talk of democracy, that arm of government, when it is present, is why we say that is a democracy. Because if you have a military government in Nigeria today, there will be executive. They will even appoint ministers. The judiciary will continue to function. But one leg will be absent. That is the legislature. It is when you have a democratically elected legislature that you now talk of democracy. Therefore, how can you imagine that you want to exclude members or those who have been members of that legislature from participating in the national convention of any political party? They are the most granted democratically elected people. Therefore, to strengthen any political party, to strengthen our democracy, serving and former members of the National Assembly of State House Assembly should continue to be recognized as very key members of political parties who must be.
The caucus also revalidated their support for the presidential ambition of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, describing him as one who has the wealth of experience to take up the job.
If we look at we've been in this politics, let's say this republic, which is the Fourth Republic, and we've had a course to interact with several other people, and we can, without mincing words, come to the conclusion that this person is really fit to take up that position. And we've looked round and we believe that Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu is well fit to take up that position.
Lastly, sir, what experience as a two-time governor of Lagos State, where he excelled beyond the imagination of so many people in this country. He performed excellently well. He set so many parameters. He crossed so many milestones. And since then, he has been continuously engaged in this democracy. And even prior to becoming governor, he was a democracy advocate. He has continued to be engaged in the democratic processes, offering advice, offering suggestions on how to make this, our union, perfect. And therefore, I believe that by his connection across all the sections of the country, having big bridges across the country, and given the fact that unity is the most important, the most essential thing that we need now to ensure peace and progress of this country, he is the best person to ensure that unity. He's the best person to bring about unity. He's the best person to bring about rapid socio-economic development of the country.
Governor Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu, it's as if we are blowing his trumpet too much. It's good for people, and that's why you could see right now, once you've done your homework well, political homework, presidency race is not something you just wake up overnight. It's something that you should have a track record. Look at his academic and his track record. You look at when he was governor of Lagos State, what he did, the way he raised the IGR and everything. Look at him when he was a senator. Look at him during the days of Nadeco. Look at him in terms of growing people. You can start counting a number of names which you don't want to mention. It's only those ones that you have even known. A number of countless people that you don't know that have really come up from Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Presently, as we speak, lots of young people, you as an interviewer, interviewing me from the press, you are a very young man, are working for TVC. That's an entry fee not giving you unemployment. And I can tell you, you have hundreds of you like that, either in Nation newspaper, in TVC. Those are the kind of person we want. Somebody that can turn. And the way the country is right now is the kind of person we want. A detribalized Nigeria, somebody that knows where potentials and talents are,